In this video, we will learn how to solve a linear equation using the method of guess and check with the TI-30XS MultiView calculator. So as my sample GED problem that we're going to use to show how to use guess and check to solve a linear equation, I have the following equation: 3 2/10 times y minus 5 equal to 3 plus 2 times parentheses 1 4/10 times y plus 4, close parentheses. Now solving the equation means that I need to find the right value of y, of which I have 4 choices here, that when I plug the right value into the equation, the left-hand side of the equation will equal the right-hand side of the equation when I substitute the correct value in on both sides of the equation for the variable y. Now you'll notice I've gone ahead and set this up by drawing a vertical line in between the left and the right hand sides of the equation to keep track of my work, and I've started by picking the value y equals 1. We're going to see what happens when I substitute 1 in for the variable y. Now I'm going to use my calculator to keep track of my work. So my calculator's on. I'm going to type in the number 1, which appears on the screen, and then I'm going to move my calculator up so you can see this key. I'm going to use the store key, STO, to store that value in the calculator for the letter y. And I'm now going to use this XYZTABC button until I hit that key until I see the letter y. Now I'm going to keep hitting it so you can see that it goes through all those letters that were listed on the key, XYZTABC. But again, I want y. That tells me I'm going to store the number or the value 1 in the calculator for the letter y. And I hit enter. You see a 1 appear on the right hand side. That tells me that that storage is complete. Y is now equal to 1. Now what I'm going to do is in the calculator I'm going to enter this expression 3 2/10 times y minus 5. So I do that by entering 3 2/10. Then I go to the variable key again. I hit the variable key until I see the letter y, and then a subtraction of 5. Now notice what I've just done. I've entered in 3 2/10 times y minus 5, just like we have on the left-hand side of the equation. When I hit enter, the calculator is going to evaluate. That is, it'll find the value of that expression for y equals 1. And I see that that's negative 1 8/10. So I'm going to write that right here, negative 1 8/10. So when y equals 1, this left-hand side of the equation has this value. Now you can guess what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for the right-hand side of the equation. I'm going to go ahead and type this into the calculator and see what the value of that right-hand side is equal to when y equals 1. So I'm going to do it fairly quickly. 3 plus 2 parentheses, I'm typing it just like it appears on the page, 1 4/10. Then I go to the variable button, I type it in until I get a y, plus 4, close the parentheses. I now have the right hand side of the equation entered in. I hit enter, I get a value of 13 8/10. So I now know that when y equals 1, the left-hand side of the equation is negative 1 8/10. The right-hand side of the equation is 13 8/10. These are not equal, so that doesn't work. Y does not equal 1 in order to work as a solution to the equation. All right, so how do I try something different? Now, just to cut to the chase, I'm going to go ahead and pick the answer that I know is correct, which is y equals 40. How do we use the calculator to now check for this guess of y? Well, it's quite easy. First of all, we need to make sure that the calculator knows that y is now equal to 40. So I type in 40 on the calculator, the store button again, and I again hit the variable button until I get a y. I hit enter. That now tells me that 40 is stored in the calculator for the variable y. So y equals 40. Now to check the left-hand side of the equation is very simple. I go to the cursor key, which is this key here. It's the upper part. I want to move the cursor up. Notice that on the calculator screen, the cursor is moving upwards, and I want to put it right on top of this expression, which is the same as the left-hand part of the equation. When I hit enter, the calculator reproduces that expression down below, and when I hit enter again, it's going to find the value of that expression for y equals 40, and I get 123. So I'm going to write that here. Then of course I'm going to do the same thing for the right-hand side expression. So let me move the calculator over so we can see that. Remember, the right-hand side expression's here, so I use the cursor to go up and select that. So I move it up. I hit the enter key. That reproduces the expression. I hit enter again, and there's the value of that expression when y is 40, and it is 123. And notice those are equal. Therefore, when y is equal to 40, this equation's left and right-hand sides are exactly the same numerical value, and therefore y equals 40 is the solution to that equation.